Hi everyone, can you hear me okay? So it's been quite an eventful 12 hours. It was about 12 hours ago that she started getting really close to active labor, and then baby started coming around 1 a.m. and she's had 4 babies, and 3 of them are quite healthy and pudgy, and then our little tabby she's actually a she, and she's a Torby, because she has little patches of cream in her tabby. Very adorable. So she was born with possibly contracted tendons, which are affecting her back, both of her back feet, and it appears to be making it difficult for her to kind of anchor herself so that she can latch on at the milk bar. So I was fairly concerned, and then the power being out was not helping, because I had to then re-rig everything in here to the van using an extension cord out the front door, just to try to get some sort of visibility as to what was going on in there. The cams are so important in just me being able to monitor the situation and know when I absolutely need to intervene versus when I can give it another hour or two. And so I felt like it was time to intervene, actually a couple of hours ago, but I went in to bring her some breakfast in bed and see how she was adjusting, and how the kittens having arrived would affect her interactions with me. And she's a very, very good protective mama. So she made it very clear that she was not going to just let me take her babies, nor was she going to exit the nest easily to let me take them. So I had to regroup for a bit. I was hoping that she would need to go to the bathroom or something and leave the nest on her own, but she didn't, and so I went in with another attempt to just try to encourage her off the nest so that I could grab the babies and check them all out, make sure they're all okay. And I really wanted to make sure that our little Torby was okay, and try to get some bottle feeding, some formula into her. So I will post a video of her first bottle feeding. She was definitely hungry. She had a really great meal. She weighed, let's see, the kittens are all good weights. They're not gigantic, but they're not tiny. They're pretty normal weights, which is great. The Torby is, of course, the smallest. She was 107 before the bottle, and 111 grams after the bottle, so she gained 4 grams with the bottle feeding, which made me feel much, much better. I also did some stretching on her tendons on her little feet, which are kind of curled under, and so I suspect the more I'm able to do that, the better. It's something that may correct itself or may need more intensive physical therapy, but I have learned quite a thing or two about back legs with Cassidy, so I think this is, compared to that, this is totally minor, and I think it's fully correctable as long as I'm able to interact with her. So So I will post an adorable video of bottle feeding. I was getting quite nervous. You like to see newborn babies eat every 2 to 3 hours, and so it's been about 11 hours now since she was born, and I hadn't seen her get a really good latch on at the milk bar. She may have gotten a little bit here and there, but she definitely is not able to nurse as well as the others are. So I would like for her to get some of the colostrum that's produced during the first 24 hours, but it's more important to get some calories into her at this point, and hope that she can supplement herself. I'm hoping that the bottle just gave her enough of a boost to give her the energy to kind of keep trying to get attached there. So she may have a little nap because her tummy's nice and full, but then I hope she gets back in there. So let's see. So thankfully, Sable is a very confident cat, and so that's why I decided to push it and go in there so soon. Normally I would have given her at least another day, or ideally even 2 days, to bond with the babies and care for them without me disturbing her. But I think if I hadn't fed the number 2, I think that she would have gone downhill really quickly. It had already been longer than I would have liked to wait, so now we can go maybe another 4 hours, and we'll see how things go in the next 4 hours. And then if she continues to howl at the milk bar, I may need to take her out for a couple of days, and that would allow me to make sure she's getting enough to eat, and do some stretching on her legs and feet also. It's definitely not ideal. I don't want to do that if I don't have to, so it's best for her to be with her mom and siblings, but it's even better if she, survives. So there didn't appear to be anything else wrong with her. She looks like she's well formed, and there was nothing obvious. Now, obviously, I can't tell if she has anything going on internally, but supposedly contracted tendons are not a congenital defect. It's just a byproduct of bad positioning in the womb, or in her little sac, like if it's crowded in there. Just because she has that doesn't mean she necessarily has any abnormalities going on internally. It's of course always a possibility with any kitten, but she doesn't seem to be struggling, other than having difficulty trying to nurse. So, and Sable is doing a great job. Let's see if I don't have the light on in there, so I'm not sure where she's headed, but it's wonderful that there are only 4 babies. It is still a remote possibility that she has another baby or 2 in there. Sometimes they can stop labor and then resume labor up to a day, or even I've heard 2 days later. Hopefully that's not the case here. And because 4 would be a really nice manageable litter size, considering we have 2 more litters on the way. She's just outside the nest, so now it's possible that she may try to relocate the babies. Don't be alarmed if she does that. That's a completely normal feral thing to do. And if she does, we'll just go with it the best we can. But she's taking very, very good care of them. She knows exactly what to do. She was a pro through the whole birthing process. and now she's protecting them like a good mama. You know, she's had to protect previous babies in the past, and she's probably lost quite a few, so I am proud of her for being so protective. It's just her being a really, really good mom. So, and this is her, that was her last time. Last night was her last time ever having to do this, so thank goodness for that. Her life will be so much better now. So, the naming contest will continue. I'm going to continue it. I'll have to do a post. I think we'll continue it maybe through 5 p.m. Pacific time today, since I do know genders now. And I did get weights on everybody. So I'll let you know about genders and weights in a second. So maybe we'll do the naming contest through 5 p.m. So if you haven't yet had a chance to decide if you want to participate in that, you can go to tinykittens.com/names, and it's the way we try to raise some money to help care for them. And it's also a fun way for you guys to get to participate in the naming of kittens. So, alright. So, babies, let's start with number 4. Number 4 is a spotted tabby pattern ginger. And number 4 is a boy. And number 4 weighs 122 grams. That is the 3rd smallest, or I guess the 3rd biggest? No, I don't know. There are 2 that are bigger. It's been a really long week, you guys, so, you know, please pardon my dense brain right now. Okay. Okay, and next, number 3 is a tortie girl. She's very, very cute. She has kind of a Sloaney patch on the back of her neck. I did get a picture that I will try to post. She weighs in at 128 grams. Don't try to rank things on no sleep. That's very true. So she's very cute. Seems super healthy and vigorous and strong, which is wonderful. And then like you can see, the 3 of them are doing really well there. They're all up in the milk bar like they should be. Okay, and then number 2 we have already talked about is a tabby torby. So she's a torby because she's tortoiseshell colored. She's got both black and ginger, and a tabby pattern on top of that makes her a torby. She only has a little bit of ginger, but she still qualifies as the torby. And she was our tiniest at 107 grams, but still a really good size. If you remember back to Eep from the DreamWorks kittens, she was only 62 grams, I believe. Teeny, teeny, tiny. So 107 is a very respectable birth weight. And then she was up to 111 after I gave her bottle feeding. And she did great with the bottle. She totally like latched right on and was definitely hungry. So I'm glad I feel much better now that I was able to give her some food, and hopefully she will take it and run with it, but if not, I will continue to supplement her. Okay, so, and then number 1, you will be excited to know, is a classic tabby pattern ginger, weighing in at 125 grams, and she is very healthy and very good at the milk bar. That's right, she's a girl. So we have 3 little girls and 1 boy. So I'm very excited that we can actually tell them apart. It makes it so much easier for me to monitor them if they're not, like Cisco's kittens were so hard because so many of them were black. It was so hard to make sure that they were all doing okay, and if one was struggling, you could never tell which one it was. So I think we have a lot going for us here. We have many things to be thankful for. I don't know that Tiny Torby is necessarily out of the woods, but she's at least got a fighting chance, and she did very well with her bottle feeding. She didn't seem lethargic, or there was nothing that gave me an uneasy feeling about her. So I'm really hoping it's just that she's having difficulty because of her back feet. She's not able to really push herself and hold herself at the milk bar as well as the others. So we will see. We'll see how that goes, because I really don't want to have to go in and disturb Mummy again. But if it looks like I have to supplement her again, I may just keep her out for a full day and see if I can get her feet a little more straightened out, and then maybe if her feet are a little straightened out, she can go back and then it'll be fine. But we'll just have to take it 1 hour at a time. But like I said before, had she had her kittens out at the colony, only one of the 4 statistically would have survived. So and here they all have the best possible chance of surviving. So it is good that they're here, and that she didn't have to give birth to them in that terrible storm. That would have been awful. And now we won't have that one surviving kitten running around making more kittens, and she won't be running around making more kittens. So I think all in all, we've got a good outcome so far. And she's being such a great mummy. Look at her, she's so sweet. Yeah, she doesn't have to leave them and search for food, and they would get so cold. So everyone, if you would like to help, keep an eye on the nursing situation. It would be helpful if you do see Tiny Torby definitely very clearly latched on, like you can actually see that she's latched on, not just that her face is smushed up against the milk bar, but that she's actually latched on and nursing. Make a note of the timestamp, and when I come back and chat, just someone give me the PSA on timestamps, and then I can, if I miss it, because I've got to take care of the other barrels and do a bunch of stuff, and then so I will be watching most of the time, but I may miss something. So Unilix is approaching the cabinet of the solitude. I should bring, I only brought Sable breakfast. That wasn't very nice of me. I was very focused on my mission of stealing Tiny Torby. And thank goodness the power came back on. And big thanks to Linda, Tyler, and Angie, Quali. Linda was helping field some media inquiries, and Angie went out and found us a generator to borrow, and she arrived just seconds before the power came back on. So we do have quite an awesome tiny village. And Suzanne came already this morning and did snuggles with the girls downstairs, so I think we have sort of have things under control after I had a minor meltdown this morning when the power was out and Tiny Torby wasn't nursing, and it seemed like the universe was against us, but I think we're okay. Hopefully the power will stay on. I don't know. Now that we have the generator here, so hopefully I won't have to run things off the van. I discovered that the computers are too powerful to run off of the van, so, and off of the battery backups that I have. So yes, Linda did get in touch with Discovery, or was it Animal Planet? I'm not sure, but they were wanting to do something tonight, but then their program was full, and so now they're thinking about doing it tomorrow night. Unfortunately, when the power goes out, our video file gets corrupted, so we don't have the high-def video file to send them. But we do have the downloadable version from online, which should be pretty good. So that would be pretty exciting. Look at him go! That's Boy Ginger. So Boy Ginger is in the middle, Girl Ginger is on the left. You can tell Girl Ginger has the racing stripes, and Boy Ginger has little dots, little polka dots. And then Torty has a slony spot on her head. And Tiny Torby is between Mom's front legs, probably having a nap because I filled her right up. She was definitely like these three are round and fat, like little toads, like toad shaped, and Tiny Torby was definitely looking much leaner. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and hope for the best. Tiny Toads. Now I'll start a new Facebook page, Tiny Toads. No, I will post pictures of Tiny Torby's legs on the new Facebook page for the medical curiosities we encounter here at Tiny Kittens HQ. It's called Tiny Tapeworms. So if you search for Tiny Tapeworms on Facebook, if you want to see the legs, see her legs. The pictures are terrible, but I was all, had the adrenaline going because I was trying to rush around and get everything done before she got upset, before Mom got upset. So they're terrible pictures, but you can go to Tiny Tapeworms it's the new Facebook page. It's where I know that some of you guys are interested in some of the medical stuff, like photos of Fairy's broken, infected tail, and a photo of her uterus, which may gross most of you out, or Marvy when he was first born, what his face looked like. I do have tapeworm pictures and other worm pictures to post, so if you are squeamish about that stuff, don't follow it. But if you're interested in that sort of thing, then do follow it. So now I have quite a few things to post and catch up on. I've got the adorable bottle feeding video, so you can see, and then I've got leg pictures. And so I think we're good. I think everything is sort of under control at the moment. So I'll switch you over so you can listen to the tiny squeaks. Once again, the naming contest will go until 5 p.m. Pacific time. If anyone else wants to participate in that, you can win naming rights to a kitten. And I don't think we've quite hit our donation count but for the random draw, but I haven't checked since all of the excitement started. So thank you for watching and for caring about feral cats, and thank you for spaying and neutering your own cats, and for helping raise awareness about spaying and neutering, because that's how we can prevent cats like Sable from having to have their babies out in the wild and not having things fare so well for them. So I'm going to switch the feed over to back so you can hear little squeaks and things in the nest. If you want to learn more about what we're doing to care more compassionately for feral cats, you can go to tinykittens.com/ferals. I'm trying to document all the stuff that we're doing and the stuff that we're learning, because when we first started, I did a bunch of Googling and research, and there are some great resources out there if you're doing traditional trap, neuter, return for feral cats, but there was no information that I could find about successfully fostering pregnant feral cats, and there was nothing I could find about caring for injured feral cats. And so many of my assumptions, which were based on the information that was available out there, have been completely wrong, just so wrong. And so I'm hoping that by documenting all the things we're trying and what we're learning and our failures and our successes, that other people can see what's possible, and maybe it will help other groups or other people get started, or give people other options when they encounter a pregnant feral or an injured feral. So that's the spiel. You can read more at tinykittens.com/ferals, and I think that's it. Okay, now I'm switching you over for real, and then so keep an eye on Facebook, on Tiny Kittens Facebook and Tiny Tapeworms Facebook for updates coming shortly. Thanks everybody. Thanks for all your support. You guys are the best.